This is in the Zohar, the sages, our rabbis from more than 2,000 years ago. This is what they write. Rabbi Krospadai, one of the rabbis who lived at that time, everyone was sure he died. They checked his pulse, whatever, his breath, and he was dead. Later, he came back to life and described the elevation of his soul to the upper world and started to describe his trial. According to Judaism, when a person passed away, once the soul exits the body, there is a period of 7 days that the soul goes back and forth from the grave in a cemetery to the house where the relative sits on the floor. It's called sitting Shiva. Sitting Shiva, it's 7 days of mournings, that the relative, the sons, the daughters, the brothers, the sisters, they sit on the floor on a mattress or something, and they mourn for the death of their dear. That period of 7 days, the soul still travel back and forth from the grave into the place. After that, the trial begins. What does it mean, the trial? Every person who finishes his life term has a 1-year trial in a court of heaven in front of God and the court of heaven. The difference between the court over here in this physical world to that court, that over here people lie and deceive and bring false testimonies and false documents and do everything they can to fool the judge and the jury and go out of any guilt. But over there's no lies, because everything is recorded. As the Torah said, there's an eye who watch over you, there's a ear who listens to you, and everything you do is registered in the book of God. There's not one beep that came out of a person's mouth that you will be able to hide. There's nobody to bribe. There's no possibility to change details like people do here. So over there it's a serious trial. And once a person go there, it's a period of 1-year trial. That's why the Jewish custom is a very old custom of saying a special prayer for the deceased people, what we call Kaddish. Special prayer that we say for a period of 1 year. There's no coincidence why it's 1 year. It's 1 year because our dear is standing in his trial in front of God and a court of heaven, and he needs every mercy that we can supply him. And that's the custom of saying Kaddish. The reason that people sit 7 days on the floor and they mourn, that's because the Torah taught us that the soul still travel back and forth to the house, from the house into the grave. So the deceased person is still able to see who really cared that he died and who doesn't care. And many other things that, applies to the death of a person. Then the Zohar, the Kabbalah, 3 days after the death, the soul is still not sure if he's going to die permanently or return back to life. 7 days it travels back and forth from the grave, and after 7 days it's clear 100% that life here really ended. When the soul comes out of this world, it enters a cave. The cave of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Spiritually, fly through that cave into heaven, into the upper world. Then Rabbi Dosa said in Exodus 33, the Torah say, God speaks and say in the Torah, a person cannot see me and remain alive. No person can see my holiness and stay here to testify about it. But once he died, everyone will see me. Why? The Torah say, everyone who goes down to the grave will bow down in front of God. Every person, the Kabbalah say, that goes to the next world will see the light of God. And the Zohar in a chapter of Kedoshim, of holy, this is a chapter in the Torah, so the Kabbalah is speaking about it. There's nothing harder to the soul from the separation from the body. And a person does not die until he sees the light of God. Out of strong desire to this light, he comes out of the physical body towards that special light. Remember what all the deceased people who died and came back to life describe? All over the world, from different cultures, different religions, all of them describe they saw this great, huge spiritual light.